Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name is Lumin and today we're having a look at Ship of Heroes. This is a superhero sci-fi MMORPG with magic. You get to create your own unique avatar and show off your heroic side. Select and custom augment your powers as you rise through the ranks. Team up to defeat enemies or try the hardest content solo, if you dare. Harvest, craft, trade, gain fame, wealth, and power. Yeah, this sounds fantastic. I love superhero MMOs, or superhero games in general, where they let you sort of customize and create your own character. This is cool. It's just cool. It's that fantasy that everyone has, whether they're a kid or a grown-up. And there was a little while back, like, an influx of superhero-themed games, MMOs, and action RPGs and stuff like that. I kind of miss those. This one harkens back to that in many ways. So if you'd like to do a deep dive before I go on about this too much, to discover all there is to discover about Ship of Heroes, you can find some links below. And as always, there will be timestamps, and I suggest you use them. Check them out, find what you're looking for, and leave satisfied, because there might be some repeat information here. So if you want to see the cosmetic stuff, just skip straight ahead to the body customization and, you know, be happy with that, or the costumes or whatever. Go for it. Now, the video will be laid out as followed. We're going to look at the archetypes first. That's all the basic archetypes we have here. Then we're going to look at the powers for each of the archetypes. We'll do it relatively quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We're mostly here to customize our characters. And I just want to make sure I give you all the information that there is. So we'll go through this and then we'll start on that. So it'll be archetypes and their powers first, each and every one. Then in body, we will look at the different body types available. There's 3 different types, 1 for female, 2 for male. We'll customize those. Then we'll do the face customization. We'll randomize. Then we'll look at costumes. We'll check those out and we'll randomize. And that's going to be it. Register has a few little bits and pieces as well, so you can check that out too. Now, first up, we have tanks in the archetypes. This is all pretty straightforward. You can just, if you've played an MMO or a game in general, you'll understand what these are, but I'm going to go over it anyway. Tanks take hits for the team by using their melee powers to taunt enemies into attacking them instead of their more fragile teammates. Tanks have defensive primary power sets and offensive secondary power sets. They do moderate damage and are very tough. Now you're going to see if I go to Brawler, it's the reverse of tank, and there's a lot of those sort of back and forths in this. Brawlers wade into fights and deal large amounts of melee damage to groups of enemies. Brawlers have offensive primaries and defensive secondaries, the reverse of tanks. They do high damage and are moderately tough. That's cool. That's cool. Then Devastator, they launch powerful ranged attacks at enemies while remaining out of range of enemy retribution. They have offensive primary and support secondary. They do the highest damage and have moderately effective buffs designed to give them the ability to survive short but very intense fights. Then if we go down to support, yeah, you might be noticing the pattern here. Support characters are quite varied. They heal and buff and keep their teammates alive from a distance and keep themselves out of range of powerful enemies. Support characters have support primaries and offensive secondaries. They do moderate damage and are excellent at making their allies more powerful and keeping the team alive. I assume it says alive. I can't see further down here. And then controllers, the slightly more unique one. They specialize in controlling and manipulating those around them through mesmerization, stuns, and other mechanisms. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Now, each of these lets you jump in. Then you pick a primary power set. The way this works is you select one here. And then you get to pick 2 different abilities here. You will notice the abilities are available and then some are locked. And I think the locked ones are ones that you get later. I'm not entirely sure. If anyone knows how this works, you can just leave a comment and let us know. So everyone watching this video can check the comment section and be informed, but that's basically how it works. You get to pick 2 here, then you move on to secondary, so you can't mix and match. You can't go determination and fiery defense. You know, you can't do both right off the bat. You can go primary, one of them, so you can select these 2, then your secondary, one of them, and those 2, you know? So it's cool. It's a good way to make sure everyone's sort of different and unique, you know? Unless there's one that's obviously clearly better than the others. I don't know. Anyway, determination. It's a defensive power set that's powered by your willpower to endure and overcome obstacles. Here are the abilities. Just pause if you want to have a look at them. I'm not going to read every single one because that would make this video way longer than it needs to be. Invulnerability, defensive power set centered around invulnerability. There you go. They will have about the same amount of abilities in them. Fiery defense is a fire-based defensive power set that afflicts extra damage and resistance. So there's a lot of different ways of building your power, your character up with these powers. I'm not sure if any of them actually cosmetically change the way your character looks. It would be cool, but I'm not sure if it works that way. Here's the Unobtainium Luck. It's a defensive power set that's based on incredible Odd Define Luck. Yeah, so Odds Define Luck is... That's a superpower, man. Yeah, it's me when I play Hanzo in Overwatch. Okay, so those are the power sets you can choose for your primary on tank. Then secondary, a lot more going on here. We have Fiery Melee. This is a fire-based melee power set focused on doing extra damage by inflicting damage over time. Street Sweeper. It's a mid-range power set that uses a shotgun to attack enemies. That's kind of cool. Martial Arts. Well, that one we know. Close-range power set involving mastery of hand-to-hand combat. Twin Swords is a dual sword based melee power set that focuses on doing extra damage by inflicting damage over time. Spear, a close range power set involving mastery of staff and spear combat. Street Fighting is a close range power set involving an anything goes style of hand to hand combat. Throw Dust is in there, of course. Sword and Shield is a close-range power set involving singular sword and shield attacks. Kind of sick, right? It's already really fun just looking at the tank stuff. So Brawler is going to be the exact opposite. It's inverted tank. We have Fiery Melee here, which is a fire-based melee. And I'm going to repeat this stuff, so if you don't want to see the repeats, you can just skip ahead. Fire-based melee power set focused on doing extra damage by inflicting damage over time. Street Sweeper. Mid-range power set uses a shotgun to attack enemies. Martial Arts is a close-range power set involving mastery of hand-to-hand combat. Twin Swords is a dual sword-based melee power set focusing on extra damage by inflicting damage over time. Spear, close-range power set involving mastery of staff and spear combat. Street Fighting is a close-range power set involving an anything-goes style of hand-to-hand combat. Sword and Shield, close-range power set involving singular sword and shield attacks. And then, secondaries. These are the tank secondaries. So, you sort of have the same ones that the tank had on primary. It's kind of cool. Determination is a defensive power set that's powered by your willpower to endure and overcome obstacles. Invulnerability is a defensive power set centered around invulnerability. There's one called Made of Diamond down here. It would be cool if that was permanently on, so you could like see your character with a diamond skin. Fiery Defense is a fire-based defensive power set that inflicts extra damage and resistance. Unobtainium Luck, a defensive power set that's based on incredible Odds Define Luck. Cool. There you go. Then, Devastator. This is the first one that'll have something different. Here's your offensive power. So, Fiery Blast is a long-range fire power set focused on doing extra damage by inflicting damage over time. Then, Lightning is a long-range lightning power set focused on defense, resistance, and regen debuffs. And then, Ice Blast is a long-range ice power set focused on doing energy debuffs. So, each of these seems to have its own niche. The Dark Magic Blast is a long-range darkness power set focused on doing accuracy debuffs. Each of these has its own niche. It's kind of cool. Military Weapon is an offensive-orientated power set focuses on area of effect attacks. So like explosives and stuff. That's kind of cool. And then Psychic Blast is utilizes psychic energy to damage and immobilize opponents. That's cool. Then the secondaries, these are the primaries for the support. So these ones are Restorative Nanites. They're a power set that uses nanites for healing and buffing. Mystic Healing, that's magical healing. A power set that relies on mystical energy to recover health and energy of allies. Luck Manipulation. This is a power set that allows the user to manipulate luck, buffing and debuffing damage, defense, and accuracy. Then we have Space-Time Manipulation. This is a power set that allows the user to manipulate time, buffing and debuffing, running speed and recharge time, and afflicting and removing silence. Psychic Manipulation, finally, is a power set that allows the user to manipulate psychic energies to remove debuffs, increase defense or resistance, and restore energy. That's pretty cool. Then on support, Our primaries are the secondaries we just saw over there on the Devastator. First one is the Restorative Nanites, a power set that uses nanites for healing and debuffing. Mystic Healing is a power set which relies on mystical energy to recover health and energy of allies. Then we have Luck Manipulation, power set that allows the user to manipulate luck, buffing and debuffing damage, defense, and accuracy. Space-Time Manipulation is a power set that allows the user to manipulate time, buffing and debuffing, running speed, and recharge time, and afflicting and removing silence. And then finally, Psychic Manipulation, a power set that allows the user to manipulate psychic energies to remove debuffs, increase defense or resistance, and restore energy. So that's kind of cool. And then the secondaries are the primaries we saw on Devastator. So it's like a lot of back and forth, as I mentioned. And I really think it's cool because it means that the healers will always know what the Devastators have. The Devastators will know what the healers have. It's like you'll at least know what's going on. Same for brawlers and tanks and stuff. I think it's a cool system. The secondaries here are Fiery Blast. It's a long-range fire power set focused on doing extra damage by inflicting damage over time. Lightning Blast, long-range lightning power set focused on doing defense, resistance, and regen debuffs. Ice Blast is a long-range ice power set focused on doing energy debuffs. Dark Magic Blast is a long-range darkness power set focused on doing accuracy debuffs. Military Weapons is an offensive-oriented power set which focuses on area of effect attacks. Then Psychic Blast utilizes psychic energy to damage and immobilize opponents. It's cool. Here we go. Now, I'm kind of curious about this. I haven't actually looked at it yet. Controller. Ooh. Okay. So you only have 2 to choose from here. Icy Control, a power set that uses ice to apply holds and drains against enemies. That's kind of cool. And then Psychic Control, power set that uses ice psychic powers to manipulate and control enemies. I think that ice is not supposed to be there. That's kind of weird. Now, there you go. That's what those ones look like. And then in the secondaries, you have the healing. So, Restorative Nanites, power set that uses nanites for healing and debuffing. Mystic Healing, it's a power set that uses mystical energy to recover the health and energy of allies. Luck Manipulation, a power set that uses allows the user to manipulate luck, buffing and debuffing damage, defense, and accuracy. Space-Time Manipulation is a power set that allows the user to manipulate time, buffing and debuffing running speed, and recharge time, and afflicting and removing silence. And then finally, Psychic Manipulation. This one allows the user to manipulate psychic energies to remove debuffs, increase defense or resistance, and restore energy. Pretty cool. And that is that for the different archetypes and powers. I don't think it matters which one you take here. In other words, you can take any one here and it won't change the way your body and customization options look. You can do anything. So if I take Brawler and I just randomly pick, let's say we take Twin Swords, these two, and then let's say Unobtainium Luck, those two. You're going to have the same setup here. It won't look any different. But that does bring us to the body section. Now, I would say this is the first sort of, I don't want to say black mark that I have here, but like this is the first glaring issue I see with this character creator. It's not a big issue. It's just like, come on, man. I would personally like it if they gave us 2 female body types and 2 male body types. Like, it's a superhero MMO. Okay, it's sci-fi, there's magic. There's so much stuff in this world that probably doesn't make sense to normal people, yet this is how the females look. What? Did these guys not watch the She-Hulk show? Come on, man. Give me a big muscly lady. Like, let me make her buff. That's my only grievance. Alright? With all of this stuff, they give you awesome options, but there should be another female body type. Like, come on, man. I want to just very briefly show you what you can do. You can take bodybuilder and you can pull this up, and then she gets slightly buffer. And you can also take body size and pull it up, then she looks like that. But now, I want you to look at this quickly, and I want you to tell me what you think that looks like versus this. Or even this. Like, how is that right? Where's her abs? Where's the six-pack? Where are the muscles? What are those legs? Okay, anyway, I'm done. It's my only grievance with this character creator, and it's a big one, but it's kind of annoying. Anyway, listen, let's move on. Let's move on. I still like it, okay? We're going to have a quick peek at the female body options first, and we're just going to look at body. Okay, so it's body, arms, legs, right? Along with skin tone, skin color, okay? Then we're going to look at this one, then we're going to look at that one, just to see how the different options affect these different body types, right? Then after that, we'll jump into face and hair options for the males and the females. So it's like we're going back and forth a little bit, but because the body type's your first choice, the first thing you do, we want to see what the differences are, right? So let's do that first. These are the options that we have here. I want to zoom out quickly. There we go. You can change your height. I don't know how much it's actually affecting your character's height, because as far as I'm like telling here, as far as I can see, it's like we just zooming in, you know? It's like you can't really tell. There's no reference. So I don't know how tall it is apart from what it says here. Another thing is, I don't know why the males get to be, you know, 7'1", 217 centimeters, and the females only get to be 189 or 6.2. You know, 6'2", why? And the males get to be 7'9". Like, what the hell, man? Come on. Let the ladies be big too. Anyway, I'm going to get stuck on that, aren't I? Sorry. So you get to do the height. Then you get to pick an idle animation. One thing I do like about this is you get to lock these. So I'm like, yeah, I like that idle animation. Let's lock that in. Then I can randomize the rest of them. That's cool. Then we have abdomen depth. I'm going to change this a little so you can see. Not much move in there, but it can move. Waist width. Let's turn it back. There you go. Glutes size. You guys know what the glutes are. It's the posterior dimensions. There you go. You're welcome. Then bodybuilder. Sorry, the sensitivity on the mouse is like really slow to turn it. Bodybuilder, as I showed you, it just makes her bigger. And like, honestly, it's stupid. I'm sorry. I'm a broken record where that's concerned, but like, I want big muscles, man. Then we have neck size. Barely changes anything visibly here, but you can see the neck change in there. Like if you zoom in. There you go. And then we zoom out a little. Body size. There you go. You can be bigger or skinnier. Chest size. Yes, cleavage. And then you can actually push the cleavage up, which pushes them closer to each other. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's good that they have these options. It's going to be a why not, you know? And it's obviously something you want to see. You want to see bodybuilder low and body size low. If you do that, then you will notice that, yeah, it looks a little weird. But you can do that if you'd like. Let's put these back in the middle. Then we have auras. So the auras, they not that varied here. But these are probably just basic ones, and you'll most likely get different ones when you actually play in the game. It's like there are two different fires or smoke, basically the fire or smoke that one goes up, one goes down. And then there's the beams from the bottom here. And then there's this one with like these little particles. And then you can change the color on all of them also. I'm just going to come out and say it. The colors are very sort of uninspired in this situation. It's like you can see them changing, but like there's a lot of colors. They're all just, they're not that impactful. It's sort of like I'm changing it and you can see them changing. And yes, they sometimes like, it's like we're on yellow now. We're probably going to go into the pinks and the whites and stuff here. There's like we're going into green now. Then we're going to go into cyan and blue probably. Yeah, there we go. But it's like, it's in terms of the other customization stuff, like this is a little lackluster. Like it doesn't really do much. Then you have the aura color 2 as well, which sort of changes the other shade, you know? And there's a lot to do with this, but it's like very difficult to actually see it affected properly. So if I like do this one, then you will notice that it does, I want to say basically nothing, like because one of them changes the glow and the other one changes the particles. So this one changes the particles, this one changes the glow. So it's like there are cool options theoretically, but they don't do much in practice. So that's it for the body stuff. Then we're going to jump onto the arms. You get a bit more custom sculpting options here, but it's very little. It's like if you look the forearms, it's like barely moving. Shoulders, That's a bit more impactful, but not that much. Upper arm size, sorry. It's the biceps. And then hand size. It's cool. And then on the legs, you have the shins. It's actually the calves. Thighs. And foot size. You can see the feet changing down there. And that's it. Then the skin tones. So basically the way this works is you have a tone which is lighter and darker. It's the brightness basically. And then you have a color which is, it's kind of weird. It's like it's a little difficult to move around. Like they could have at this point just given you full RGB for this, but basically they're giving you a bunch of preset colors you can use, and you can make yourself into like Hulk green or I don't know what other superheroes are different color, but you know, you have these. I wasn't too impressed by it because like the colors are a little limiting. It's like you will notice that the blues are a little lacking. If you're going to go for like a full blue, that's the bluest you can get. It's a little lacking. And I felt like the face and stuff looked a little weird with some of the colors. But overall, it's okay. I mean, it's nice to get the different colors here. And the ones that you expect to be okay are okay, like the greens and whatever. So you can change this and have it different brightnesses. And yeah, that can change the shade of it overall. So it's cool. It's cool, I guess. Now we're going to move on to the male body types. Here's the first male one. I just don't understand. Look at all those muscles, dude. Look at how shredded this guy is. We're going to change the body colors. We'll first do body, then we'll do the colors. You can change the height. There you go. Idle animation, same as the females. I think. Body definition. Yeah. Where my body definition slider? Like, what the hell, man? Where my body definition slider on the ladies? See how terrible that looks? Oh, jeez. In the abdomen, you can see the tummy gets pushed out a tiny bit there. Tiny bit. The waist. Barely changes anything there. The glutes. Yeah, okay. And then you can move bodybuilder as well. There's something weird going on with his shoulders and arms, this guy. Bodybuilder. Actually makes the muscles swell a little bit. Neck size. Body size. And then auras. As I said on the female customization, the auras are a little limited. You get to change the colors of them, but in all honesty, it's a little lackluster. Like you can change, this is the main color here, but all the colors look very similar. like half of them are reds and pinks. And then there are some yellows and some like greens and some blues, but like, you know, like where are sinister blacks? Where's the plain white one? Where's like, you know, there's a lot of different, the blues are also a little lacking here. You get to change two different colors. So you can see there's some puffs of smoke that are currently like purpley color. And then there's the red ones. So like basically if I go back here and we take this one like on a blue or cyan, and you take this one on the same, you'll see both of them on the same. So it's just like there's a few options here, but it's not much. Okay? It's not much. Arms. Shoulders. I think I need to make the shoulders bigger. That looks better. But there's some weird stuff going on here. I don't know what it is. Upper arm size. And then hand size. Yeah, I don't think this is the same pose, is it? Legs. At least it just looks different. That's the calves. Thighs. Foot size. Yeah, alright. And then we're going to move on to the skin tones. You get to be lighter or darker. There you go. And then when you're on the lightest one, the different colors are as follows. You can go into the reds, the yellows, the greens, the blues, the purples, and the pinks. And that's it. It's basically everything, but at the same time, it's not really everything. It's not really all that much. But yeah, I mean, it's enough. It's enough, I suppose. Then, the final body type. This is the biggest one available. Let's have a peek. Height. You can go all the way up to 270 centimeters. Idle animation. Oh, they are different, eh? Yeah. I don't remember seeing all of these. Abdomen. It's the tum-tum. It takes so long to turn this. There you go. Waist. Turn it back quickly. There's the waist. Glutes. Turn it back again. Jeez, man. It's the butt. The posterior dimensions, yeah, looking good, man. We leave that max. Then, on this big body, bodybuilders, actually, it's okay. It's pretty impactful. It's alright. Neck size, barely changes on the big body. Body size, doesn't change much either. If you max that and bodybuilder, then your guy's pretty big. Aura type. As I mentioned multiple times, the auras are whatever. They're whatever. You get these ones, you get this one with the beams, you get this one with the smoke, and then you get this one with the smoke fall in. And then the colors you change. It's like, you know, there's this one here with lots of different colors, and then the bottom one is the same, but it's the secondary color. So we pick something over here like this. Is that cyan? Where's the cyan color? Like this cyan color. Then we have the cyan, but then with some puffs of the already pink inside. So you can sort of customize it for a two-tone style. But honestly, it's not a lot. I feel like, hopefully, if you have abilities and stuff that change your character visually, that would be kind of cool. Yeah. Arms. This is barely doing anything. His arms are barely moving here. Shoulders. Upper arm. Hand size. That's cool. Legs. There we go. It's the calves. Thighs. Foot size. It's kind of funny having the dainty little feet. And then our final stop is the skin tone. You can be as dark as you want and as light as you want. Well, not as dark as you want. It's like, you know, you can go till about there. And then these are the colors that you can choose. You can obviously take them and make them a little darker or a little lighter. It's up to you. There you are. And that brings us to the end of the body. So we're going to jump back onto the female now. And we're going to do... Let's have a peek. Face. This is fine, right? We'll make the skin tone default. I'm just going to take the hair off quickly to one that's slightly less covering. So I want one that's out of the face. Giving you a quick preview of all the hairs here. There we go. Okay. Face. Now this is, I would say, arguably a much more interesting part of the customization, because there's quite a lot going on here. They allow you to zoom pretty close. And honestly, it's detailed. It's not bad. Now, the way this works is they have presets, right? So the presets are the different faces. Now, the way it works is you get to pick a preset. The preset comes with all of it. So it comes with the skin color, the tone, basically, the eyes customized, the hair, all of it, okay? And it's locked to a certain face. So if you go through the presets and you like a certain face, so you like the face that's on 21 here, you can go to preset 1 and then you can pick face 21 and you got that. Then you keep the cosmetic changes on the physical shape of the face that you like. So it's like you can choose first this, you go all the way through here and you pick you know, a style that you like, and then you can put whichever face you like on that style. But just know that they're linked together. So the presets are a big deal, and there's a lot of decent ones here. But you can also modify them. So if you like, for instance, this style, but you prefer the face of the first character, you can sort of shuffle the faces around, and yeah, boom, boom, boom. It's kind of cool. That's nice. That's nice. It's like it's sort of like a win for the system, I would say. So we're gonna go back to the start, and let's pick... Let's take her. No, I want something with, like, visible face. Visible face, visible face, visible face. The one with the hair that I had, the up hair. There we go. Okay. That's it. Okay, good. So, face markings. Oh wait, skin type first. So this will, you will see it applies different stuff to your skin. Let me zoom out a little bit. You get like a, I want to say it's sort of like makeup, but it's more sort of wear and tear on the face. Then there's freckles and stuff like that. Let's take the freckles, because they are, no wait, let's just take this. Then you can take face markings. And this is, it's both the makeup and also like beauty spots and tattoos and stuff like that. Not a whole lot here. But there are some options available, as you can see. And then you can also change the color of that. So if I take this one, then I can change the color on it. It's a little uninspired, I'll be honest about that. I'll probably just take like the lipstick and leave that on, right? And then the colors, as I mentioned, there's like a ton of colors here. There's a ton. But, I mean, what's the point? So I don't know, because there's only like 5 different markings. Then we have face length. Here's where the stuff gets interesting. This is where you can actually do cool stuff. Face depth. This is also kind of interesting. It's a cool system. Angle. Like, the stuff that you can do with this is very cool. Cheeks. Top and bottom, basically. Chubbiness. Very cool as well. I dig it. And then, that's actually the end of the shape. So let's move into the brows. And you have brow type. These are also locked sort of with the presets. All these things change with the presets that you choose. There you go. Brow offset. It's sort of changing the mood of your character a little bit. Brow depth. God, you know, turning this is such an arduous thing. That looks a little weird. Wow. Brow height. Brow distance. We need to go to the front for that again. Here we go. Also changing the mood a little bit. And then brow color. I mean, I want to say you'll probably want to change the brow color and match the hair with this, but not always. Not always. The lighting's doing something weird here, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. So this is the same colors as the hair. When we get to the hair, you'll see. Then we have eyes. Lots and lots and lots of eye colors. You will see that immediately. As we go through here, pretty decent looking eyes. It's something that I like to talk about. It's something that I like to pull attention to. They've done a good job with the eyes. In other words, like, you can zoom all the way out and you can sort of see the eyes quite clearly and visibly, and it's nice. There's a ton of different options here. As you can see, like some cool sci-fi stuff, some cool like superhero stuff here, weird magical effects as well. It sort of reminds me of Cyberpunk a little bit, you know? Lots of different stuff. Like, you will definitely have what you want here. And then you can also do the size. So like the iris size over here and the pupil size. So in all honesty, I think it's really, really, really well done. And I'm a fan of it. Eye droop. Eye depth. Eye height. And yes, you can really mess a character up here. You can make like the gnarliest stuff you can think of for real. Eye distance. And eye squint. There you go. Oh, eyelashes. Oops, zoom in. Yeah, eyelashes. Let's do it. Nose. We can look at the nose up close. Why not? Width. Height. Depth. It's the size overall. Lower height. Bridge. And nostril broken. There you go. Mouth options. Wow. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Jeez, that's a little freaky. It's well done, actually, how it affects the entire face. Mouth depth. Yeah, this is like crazy stuff. This is where you really mess things up. Width. Corners. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You can go full Joker. Smallness. Corners. Tips. There you go. Lips. Wow. Jeez, dude. Okay, so here's where you can like really set yourself apart. This is outer vertical, center vertical, center vertical 2. You can do some really funny stuff here. Lip height. It's the lip line height, lip line depth, curve. Jeez, man, I've never seen so many lip options. Ever. Volume. Madness. And then jaw. I would think the jaw options are pretty big. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fantastic. I love seeing that kind of movement. That's width and then strength. And definition. Wow. Okay. Curve. Height. It's a pity. I think the randomization, when you do randomize, it never really throws everything like way out. This is the chin width, chin size. In other words, like when you randomize, it's sort of, it holds back a little bit. And then finally we have ears. There's ear shape. This is kind of cool. I like what they've done here. It's like you can take the ear off entirely, you know? And you can put ears on that look like sort of weird alien ears, elf ears here. Probably have orc ears, pig ears. It's kind of cool. It's like really weird stuff, right? I think it's nicely done. Not enough like cat or like dog ears, but it's still kind of cool. Okay, so ear angle, ear width, position depth, size. And yeah, I mean, like, this is like, wow. Cool. And rotate. It's cool. All right. That's it. We're going to move on to hair quickly. This is, you know, it's a bit of back and forth because we're going to check the male stuff out as well. But the hair goes very quick. There's not that much in the hair. So we're going to look at the female hair, and we'll look at male again and check the hair out there. Now, you will notice immediately that there is, there's extra stuff that pops up at the bottom here as you go through. So you will notice that there's dye color and then hair tie color. It's like basically the difference is just that some hairs have extra stuff that you can change. I'm not exactly sure how dye works. Let's see. Okay, so it's streaks. There we go. So I just checked out now and I know how it works. But yeah, you have the choices on those styles, but not on all the styles. So I can't really like, you know, I can't change this now to any other one, but there's a lot. So I'll show you how this works before we jump into the others. There's like a huge amount of different colors that you can go through here. I want to say it's almost full RGB for like the hair ties, and it's sort of a similar situation for the hairs. Like you got 93 colors on each of them. It's all the same stuff. Like basically every hairstyle that you go through here is going to have a tip and a root color, but then some will have those extras. It's simple enough, I guess, but there's still a lot that you can change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one on the tips on a sort of darker color. Let's go for like let's put the root on dark and the tips on like a, should I go for like a red? Yeah, that's fine. And let's see if it sticks. I don't know if it's going to stick. Then we'll look at the hairstyles as we go through. That's not really sticking, but you get the idea. That's how you can customize it, right? Hairstyles. I'm going to talk a little bit about the textures and stuff here. I'm going to say that from what I've seen in the hair options here, the textures are a little inconsistent. See here, you can see the two shades. I like a lot of what they've done with the hair, but a lot of it I think looks a little uninspired. It looks a little messy with the texture work and stuff like that. So like overall, I wouldn't rate it like the perfect hair system by any stretch of the imagination, but it's alright. The hair's alright. You can see there's some hair physics going on, but only on some of the styles. And then on other styles, the texture work just seems to be like non-existent. And it's kind of weird, you know? It's kind of weird. But let's go one more time for like one of these. Here you got the hair tie and the dye. So like the dye would be, let's take a red dye there, and then let's change this, and then let's change that. So you'll see how it works basically. Different styles have different zones that you can color. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. And that's basically it for the hair. Not a huge amount of styles. I'm not mega impressed by it. The colors are cool. There's a lot of different colors here, but the styles are, once again, just all right. Okay? And that's us done with female for now. We're going to jump onto male quickly, and we're going to have a quick look at the male face options. And yeah, hopefully have a good time, because you do obviously see that the males have facial hair here, so there's a few things that are different. We're going to look at the male presets. Now, I'm going to tell you quickly that the presets are the same on the big dudes, and the presets are not exactly the same, but the shape of the face and stuff is the same. You will notice that the head is the same size, the body changes, but the head stays the same. So like, you've got most of the same stuff. It's just you have to sort of just look for it. So if we go on like preset 20 there, and you go on preset 20 here, you'll see it's a different one, but the options and stuff that you have are the same. So let's jump in. We're just going to go on this one. I'll zoom in and look at the presets quickly. I felt like when I jumped in here and I had a peek, the male options were more interesting. The male sort of customization overall was a little better than the female customization. You'll see as we go through why I say that, why I sort of tend to lean towards the idea of making a male character in this game. I feel like it just comes together a little better, and you get a little bit more variety, and you can sort of already see that here with the male presets, I feel. Just a little bit more interesting, basically. So, the way this works is the presets are locked to faces, so you can choose a certain preset, then you can change the face as well. And the preset will be basically the overall style, then you can choose the face that you want on that overall style, right? But they're the same, so as we went through here, we just looked at all the faces and the presets together, because each preset has its own face. Now, skin type. This is basically going to be... it's like you've got some freckles here. I think the number 2 is freckles. There's barely anything. I can barely see any freckles there. I don't know. Do they not have freckles? Wait, go back. I'm changing the faces now. Let's see. Okay, so on the males, it's different. The females had freckles. The males seem to have age and basically stubble and stuff like that. Which is alright. But it's a little bit less interesting compared to the females. I mean, I love freckles, man. Why can't I put freckles on my male character? Face markings. These are beauty spots and moles and tattoos. It's kind of weird, actually. And scars as well. Not a lot of scars to choose from, which is kind of sad. I feel like this is one aspect where they can really improve things. And then you can change the colors on these. Pretty uninspired, unfortunately. Face definition. This is basically just more, I want to say skin stuff, where you can sort of choose, like he's got a little, little, yeah. That's basically how I feel about it, I'm sorry. It's a little tired under the eyes on this one. It's like, you can make Mr. Office Job. Mr. This day is too long. Mr. I've been up since 4:30. Yeah, man, I know, guy. I feel you. Okay, here's the interesting stuff. Face length. Very cool, very impactful. Face depth. Very, very impactful once again. The face depth. Angle and tilt. Yeah. Cheeks. Yeah, it's kind of cool. B. That's just the upper and lower cheeks that you can change. Cheek chubbiness. Also quite cool. And cheek size. Lots of cheek options. You see? Brows. Here we go. Some decent brows. Nice bushy brows on the males. Or no brows, if that's what you want. Brow offset. Brow depth. And yeah, this is quite a lot as well when you move it around. Height. The distance. And the color. The color, I'm going to skip through it quite quickly. It's the same as the hair colors. So if you pick a hair color, when you go to the hair section, you can come back here and pick a corresponding matching eyebrow color. Yeah, it's just fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Eyes, very cool eye options. Let's zoom in quickly and have a look. I'm a big fan of the way that they've done this. I think there are lots of cool options available. Very sci-fi. Very sci-fi, where they have some like robotic looking ones, they have some magical, mystical ones, and then they've got all the normal ones as well. I did think that there was a bit of a lack of like, you know, I want to say canine and feline options and stuff like that, you know, animalistic ones, snake ones and whatever. But then at the same time, it's like you can't make your character a furry, you can't put like cat ears on and go for that kind of, you can't put scales on your character and make it a snake. And I do think that's a bit of a missed opportunity, and I was going to talk about that in my outro. But, you know, with that, the eyes, obviously, would come. So if they ever released like an expansion for this, then they could release like a, you know, snake and animal expansion or whatever nonsense, reptile and mammal expansion pack. I don't know, with new customization options and stuff. I guess that would be cool. You can then pick the iris size and the pupil size. Eye droop. Yeah. Eye depth. Eye height. Size again. Distance. And squint. What are you planning, Lurm? And then eyelashes. Nose. The nose options, I think, are far less impactful. I feel like the nose options that you want are actually in the face options at the start. So it's like you change the shape, and that'll be the nose stuff there. But some stuff here as well. That's quite big. And this is quite big. And then nostril. There you go. Mouth. Smile. Frown. The females have much more movement on the frown and smile. Height. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see it properly. Width. Corners. That combined with the smile is always a hoot. God, it looks terrible. Mouth smallness. There we go. Corners. In and out. Corner depth. Tips. Corner tips. Lips thin. The lip options are freaky, man. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but it's like, God, man. I don't know. There's something about these lip shapes that you can do, these movements that you can do that's just so... There's a lot of them as well. Like, look at this. We're still going. Like, look at this option. Look at this. And then lip height. It's kind of crazy, man. Curve. Depth. Look, it just keeps going. I did curve already, yeah. Fullness. And finally volume. It's the top and the bottom, basically. Then jaw. These are pretty cool options. Big, big, big stuff that you can move around on the face. And you'll notice that, like, the presets and stuff, they don't really leverage all this stuff as much as they could. Like, you look at the presets and they sort of play it safe. And I think that that's the general trend and the feeling I get with most of the randomization in this game. They tend to play it safe instead of give you like big boom boom boom. Some games when you randomize they push these bars all over the place, but in this they sort of tend to keep them close to the middle. His ear shape. This is kind of a fun section. They have some interesting ears here. Yeah. I feel like the females might have more ears. I'm not 100% sure, but there you go. Can make some interesting ears. It's cool. I'm not sure why the head moves so much when I move the ear angle, but okay. It's like, what is his head getting bigger every time I move the ear? I don't know how that works. There's something tied to the top of the head there, and it's really weird. There's the ear curl and ear rotate finally. Okay. That's basically it. Right? So that's the facial changes. Now we're going to move on to hair. You will notice that the beard options are now here. We didn't have the beard options on the ladies. I'm going to leave the root color. What I'll do is I'll change the root color to a darker one, the tip color to a lighter one, like that. And then when there is a sort of a contrast between them, you'll see it. I'll turn it a little. There we go. There's the contrast. You see there's some dark tips there. Well, it's technically it's dark roots, but there are some dark bits and pieces there. Not all the styles have it. There's some dark there at the front. Looks nice. So just know that you can change those colors. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, the males and the females have different hairstyles, which I don't quite understand. It's like, why can a female not have all these hairstyles? Yeah, it's just weird. It's a weird choice. Same reason that they only have the, you know, these body types for the males. Like, same reason. It's like, why not give the males all the female hairstyles? Like, what is this? This is like, it's very limited for males. It's very limited, the hairstyles. I don't know, man. I don't know. They should just share them amongst all of them. Now, the way this works is you got the two different colors here, and we're going to go through them quickly. Then you've also got a dye color, which I will show you right now. But first, we'll go through the tip colors, just so you can see the different hair colors that you can get. There's a lot of dark colors. And some decent selection. It's like, I think there's like 90 colors, you know? It's a lot. mean, yeah. It's basically full RGB. You've got every color under the damn rainbow here. You don't have full control over all the colors. In other words, like there could be a little more here, I feel. I guess the first thing I would point out is I don't see a yellow for colors. But, you know, you could find that elsewhere with these, maybe. It's like, let's see. Not really, no. Dye? Maybe that's the one. The dye is sort of just like an extra highlight, basically. No, once again, no yellow. But that's fine. It's whatever, man. It's whatever. Let's take this style, maybe. And then let's check the beards out. Beard texture and stuff is pretty bad, but... few and far between are the games that do good beards. I'm telling you that right now. Few and far between. And, I mean, I'll be honest, it looks alright when you zoom out, right? It looks alright. Alright. Not amazing. Alright. And I feel like they give you enough options. Like, the fact that they give you this massive Santa Claus beard, to me, makes that it's okay. And I'll show you on this one what the colors look like. The beard colors are the same as the hair colors we just went through. Okay, so I'll zoom in, show you the colors quickly. I'm just going to go through it fast. You have basically all the colors. Again, same ones, 90 colors. And then you have the tip colors, which is basically on the beard. It's the same thing. It's really weird how they do this. I don't know. You can change a few little highlights and stuff, but it's the same thing. So yeah, I mean, it's alright. The beard options are alright. I don't know. They so-so. And that actually brings us to the end. So for the hair options, again, like, it's tough to say who's the winner. The face stuff looks better, I think. The overall look of the males look better. Face stuff looks better on the male, and the overall look looks better on the male, but the hair's definitely nicer on the females. It's like, it's a back and forth again. Some of it looks better here, some looks better there. Now we're going to do the randomization section. So I'll just show you how you know, what you can get, how it changes when you randomize. First thing we're going to do is randomize the body on each of them a little bit. And you'll get a few different looks. And you will notice immediately it barely changes. They don't really push it, you know. Okay, so randomize body. They don't really change it much. They really don't. It's like barely changing on all of them. It's whatever. The head is more interesting. So if I go randomize head, I zoom in. It does some more interesting stuff. But you will notice that it, once again, it stays in its lane. You know, so you're getting interesting looking characters, you're getting some fun stuff here, but it stays in its lane. It's not doing anything out there. It's not pushing these bars. Like, look, you can see, watch these bars here. Look at them. And I'm not a big fan of that. Personally, the way it's doing it now is it's basically going through different presets. It's like, it's not really randomizing fully, which it disappoints me, because randomization is always one of the most fun things you can do. So yeah, it's a little sad, but there it is. On the males, slightly more movement there, but still pretty like, this stuff is just sitting dead in the middle there, you know. So that's a little disappointing with the randomizing, but it's whatever. It's okay. It's okay. Fine. Now we're finally done with all the body stuff. We're gonna move on to the costumes, right? So let's do females first, and I will show you that there are some differences. I'm not going to note every single difference, but there are some differences. This is probably the strongest portion of the character creation system right here. And you will see, once again, some differences between males and females where this stuff is concerned. If I go to the full body view here, I'm actually going to show you quickly what those differences are, and then we'll jump into the full look at everything. So on females, you have things... If you go down here, like bikinis, I'm trying to just see quickly where they were. At the top, I think it is. Yeah, bras, sports bras, which are pretty much the same. Striped bra, polka dot bra. There you go. The colors just need to change and you'll see. There you go. Striped, polka dot, sports bra, big striped bra, and then that's basically it. Then the rest of the stuff is sort of the same across the board. And I think there might be a few lower body differences, but they really are. Like, the underwear basically is a little different on females, obviously. But for the most part, I'm going to say, yeah, man, it's like the same over all of them. There you go. Okay. So we're going to just look at the options on this lady right here. And I'm going to say like, yeah, just sort of like try and imagine what the difference would be. And yeah, there you go. If you want to do this for yourself, jump in and go for it, you know? So let's start at the beginning. Headgear. Some cool stuff here. Now, as I go through here, I'm going to tell you every single one of these has a bunch of different color options you can change. Okay? The way I'm going to show it to you is I'm going to randomize the color every now and then, and you will see. Okay? And it has much better color stuff because you can do full RGB. You can actually put the numbers in here, which is to me amazing. Okay? That's better. Because if you select one here, you can see the code in there. If you want to go for... I'm wondering if this... There you go. Yeah, okay, it's working. 255, 255. There's the white. Full white. No half stuff. Full white. That's your primary. Then you can go for secondary on like yellow and tertiary on like blue. And then you'll be able to see the differences there. So if I put that on and I go through these, you'll see there's no other colors except white on this one. Oh, that's kind of cool. Wow. That's really cool. There you go. Now we've got the yellow. Let me just zoom out so you can see that hat. It's kind of cool. Zoom in on the face again. Dude, the helmets and stuff, they're really sick. Again, just keep in mind, it could look way better or worse depending on the color. There's a feline mask. That's cool. Vigilante. Egyptian. Interesting. Asian headband. I feel like, funny enough, there's a bounty hunter earpiece. It's this little microphone. I feel like the... Let me just change my hair quickly. There you go. And back to head. That's it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the head options are actually, I want to say the most limited of the costume options, and they're actually really cool. so it's like this is a straight win for this character creator. You will also see that if you mess up your character's face or make it a little weird or big or out of proportion, you will have some clipping, unfortunately. But there are a lot of cool... Oh, it just keeps going down. There you go. There are a lot of cool options here. I'm going to take it off for now so we can see the other stuff. That's the headgear. Again, it's mostly the same on male and female, so... Sorry, it's a janky system, dudes. Like, whenever I scroll the mouse wheel, then this zooms in and out. Okay, so we got some suits. Some t-shirts. This is purple, by the way, not blue. I realize that now. Sports bras. I looked at the bras already. Button shirts. Country shirt. Flannel shirt. Business shirt. Lots of cool options, man. It's like, it's actually, to me, insane how much normal stuff they have here. And how you can combine that to make yourself sort of, you know, look special. It's fun. There's a lot of cool stuff. And keep in mind, once again, you can change the colors. And you can make them look different. Safety vests. That's nice. Waistcoats. Damage shirt. Healer upper. Dude, that's kind of... Wow. Sorcerer. That's really cool. Justice Courts, like armor. And yeah, I mean, speaking of armor, there's a lot of cool stuff. Look at that. Straps. Vigilante. Very cool. Yeah. And each of these can be customized, huh? Like a lot. With a lot of different colors and stuff. I mean, it's a lot, right? I mean, you go through here, it's like unlikely that you're going to be picking the same thing as another player. Or as your friend or whatever, as you jump in. It's very unlikely. Because there's so much stuff here. Unless there's like one that's like straight cool and everyone likes it or whatever. Yeah. Okay, shoulders. There's actually shoulder pads you can put on. Zoom in again. Very nice. And I'm going to do a randomize, by the way. So I'm going to, at the end of this, I will randomize. You'll get a good look at all the different options. Not a lot of shoulders, unfortunately. Jeez, why does it have to keep zooming out? Okay, take the shoulders off. It keeps zooming out. Sorry, guys. It's not me. Cybernetic arm. That's cool. Okay, braces. Huh, very cool. Sort of Wonder Woman style braces. Yeah, nice. Gloves. You're going to want to mix and match these. You're going to want to like throw the right ones together to make this all look good. It will be a difficult thing. I mean, I'm going to just say good luck. Okay, lower body. Let's take the gloves off. Belt. Oh, jeez, this view is terrible for belt. Okay, let's just look at the belts from here. I'm sorry, you're going to have to like zoom in your ocular implants or something, guys, because we can't really zoom in on it because it's not at the top and it's not at the bottom. But there are some cool belts. Oh, that's sick. Wow. Huh. A holster. That's nice. There you go. I like the belts. It's nice. Lower. This is the pants. Once again, I'm going to say that you can change all the colors here. And I am basically just showing you a quick and dirty look at what's available. Because there's so much more that you can do. And you'll get a good idea of it when we random. Lots of cool pants. Understandably, they will have a lot of pants. Because they had a lot of shirts as well. And like, yeah. Jeez. Like, if there's ever like a character creator Reddit or whatever for this, or if people can like upload, that's super. Wow. If people can upload their designs and stuff, then you'll probably get a good look at some pretty fantastic stuff. People are very creative, man. Me, not so much, but people are creative. I'm not part of people. It's nice. Very nice. Pity there isn't more like robot stuff. That robot thing was really cool. Oh, there's a dress. There you go. I'd make the robot, I've decided. Underwear. I can show you very briefly what the male underwear looks like, but it's sort of similar. It's sort of similar, man. It's sort of similar. Leggings. It's just those two. Feet. Once again, some decent choices here. Yeah, I mean, this character creator has quite a few wins. It has quite a few really decent aspects. And then some parts it falls short a little bit. But, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. There must be some really cool stuff you can make with all of this. Again, I would have liked more full transformation stuff like those robotic pieces. It would have been nice if there was like, because I mean, they got lots of different options here, but like, it would have been cool if there was like animalistic stuff, but that would have maybe been a bit much effort, you know? Yeah, it's cool. All right. Okay, then we have the cape. The cape, turn. Healer cape. Collar. Split cape. Shoulder cape. Scale. Arrow. Triple V. That's the red sigil cape. It's kind of half cape, half hoodie. One hangs over the front. And finally, masked defender. That's cool. They're also pretty nice. So you can sort of mix and match those, figure out what works best for you, and then fiddle with the colors. So I'm going to show you what the costumes look like now, what you can do in combination to make something fun. It's an easy enough way to look at it is by randomizing and then doing the colors. One thing I'll show you just before we continue is I'll show you what I think the male underwear. It's very similar. That's basically it. There you go. And I will also come and randomize on the male, just so you can see how it looks on him as well. So random costume, here we go. You will notice that it is very much sticking to the theme. So you can see now, basically, this is how a full set would look if you select the full set. So if I randomize through here, it's making the characters for you. Not all of it, but like some of it. It's picking full sets. Other stuff it is randomizing properly, but you know, you can see that it is going through some different options here. We are seeing a lot of repeats, but whatever. Some really big ones there. The chainmail looks kind of cool. And then if I stop on one of them quickly, let's say this one, then I can randomize the color as well. And it can look completely different. So I do feel like this is definitely the strongest part of the character creator, the outfit creation. Because like, look at this stuff. And the colors, they pop. Look at that. They're like super metallic and stuff. And there's so much customization with the colors. Like, there's really so much you can do here, you know? It's really, really nice. Incredibly well done. This one's actually a particular favorite of mine. I'm trying to randomize the color, but it's not lit. There we go. That's like, this is really cool, man. So yeah, there you go. I'm going to jump onto the male quickly and show you, like this guy, for instance. Same costumes, obviously, as I mentioned many times, but they look different, you know? The color randomization seems to be a little broken. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There you go. That brings us to the final... Ooh, that was really cool. The final step. I want to see if I can find that one again first. Wow. I did not see this option on female. Huh. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. This was not on female. I wonder if there's a bunch of extra stuff on male that we don't get. Nah, I don't think there is, dude. It's all the same. It's just that one. Very, very weird, huh? Okay. So, once you've done your thing here, once you've got the character you want, then you can proceed to register. Then you can sort of fill out the last few things, right? It tells you all your stats here. Then you can enter a catchphrase. You can make it literally anything you want. And that will be your character's catchphrase. It'll say it on your profile. And I'm not sure if it'll actually be used in the game when you jump into a fight or whatever, or if you like join a group or something like that. But you can type whatever you want here. Anything goes with this. The catchphrase, I'm assuming there's some sort of swear filter or something like that, but like still. If you want to be like you know, Captain Cool and Captain Nice Guy, you can be like, hello, my dudes. I am here to save the... That's as far as you can go. Hello, my dudes. Hot. See? You can do whatever. And the description, you know, you can set up a whole rich backstory for your character. You only have 1,000 characters to do it in, but like you can still do that. It's simple, you know. You can say fell into a vat of Crystonium as a child and emerged the hero you see before you today. There you go. Boom. That's the backstory. You get the idea. Okay, but this is great for RP purposes, and you can basically do whatever you want with this once again. But there we go. We are done. That is Ship of Heroes. I have a lot to say about this character creation system. I believe it is decent. It's quite good. A lot of aspects are fun and cool, but there are some glaring parts of it that I feel can definitely be improved upon. Some of the visuals are a little dated, obviously. The fact that the females have such a, well, limited selection in terms of the body customization options, it kind of sucks. Where the equality of this is concerned, it's a little skewed, and it's a little, you know, sexist in a way, I suppose. But overall, still, the options that you get here and the amount that you can distort things and whatever, it's kind of cool. I like it. But yeah, just give me muscles on my ladies, man. I want muscles on the lady too. I just do. And yeah, for the other stuff, it's alright. There's some decent options. You can make some pretty okay looking characters. The costume stuff is really awesome. And I think it's easy enough to add new stuff to this for them. So yeah, overall, it's okay. It's alright. It's alright. For the type of game that it is, it's probably as good as you're going to get. So there you go, guys. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've made something cool for yourself. If you've played this game, if you're excited for it. I'd love to hear from you guys. It's good when you are part of the process. You can, as always, check back here soon for more and give this one a like and share it and do all that other good stuff. If you want to support me, you can do so on any of the platforms that I make content on, or on the Coffee website. That's where you can throw money at me if you'd like. But I'm done. I'm finished. See you guys around. Enjoy creating those superheroes, because it's fun. Happy that.